Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22. I made it down to there, so I'm quite happy with that. Quite happy to make it this far. We need to go to the spinnery first. We have to go to the spinnery before we can go to... Right. Pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. You cannot just slam the brakes on because you just slide right off. You've got to pump brakes like that. If you want to be able to stop... Okay, this isn't working very well. I'm pumping the brakes. I'm not slowing down. Let me slow down. All right. That road's a bit uneven down there. It has been pointed out that I'm speeding quite a lot when I'm going through the town, and that maybe I should be getting a fine for speeding. There was a mod in, I think it was in 19. There was a mod where you could set speed cameras on the roads, and so you could have a speed camera set on the road in town, and it would flash at you if you were going too quickly, like in different places in town. So I did think that was good, and the fine that you got was substantial enough that make you think twice about it in the early game, and then later on in the game, when you became exceedingly rich, you didn't tend to worry about it, which does actually reflect real life. If you're really, really wealthy, the only thing that stops you from speeding isn't the fine, it's the possibility of losing your license. And it's the same with like parking tickets and things like that. It's just something that happens. It's just the way it is. So we're just going to drop that lot off in there, and we're going to double check here. So we've now got cycles 768. Oh, no, it's this one. Right. 1,400 cycles per month. Probably finished in a day or so. But anyway, I got 311 there. I haven't got any fabric out at the moment, but we will start to get fabric out. I'm not going to count on selling anything from fabric. At least not for a while. At least not for a while. We're not going to count on selling fabric until we've got like 2 or 3 spare pallets there. When we've got 2 or 3 spare pallets, then maybe I will. We need to get some other things done and sold. Now, I did touch briefly before on I've got a master plan up my sleeve so that I don't end up on the next map with a million euro loan to start off the series. I'm very, very well aware that many of you might consider this to be cheating, so I will tell you what it is, and then I'll let you make a decision. You can decide whether or not you think I should be allowed to do it. Basically, I was just going to sell a load of machinery. I did talk about it before, I think, and said that I didn't really think that I should do it. I'm now seriously considering it so that I can move and not have massive penalties when I go to start the next series. What do you think? Should I be allowed to sell a load of my machinery right at the end so that I don't go over the time limit and therefore don't get crippled with that massive loan? So long as I can still finish up by episode 75. Should I or should I not? That is the question. That's what I'm going to ask you all now. Do you think I should be doing that or not? I'm a bit of two minds on it. I'm sort of thinking I'm leaning more heavily towards just going on and doing it. Like I could sell the combine and header trailer, get some decent money for that, and sell, well, probably the second trailer I could sell, get second trailer, second tractor. There's a bit of money that can come in. I'm not going to cripple myself completely, so the farm would still be able to keep going, but it would definitely change the way things are being done. Like if I sold the combine, we're not getting any more grain coming in. I would need to have stored up sufficient grain somewhere to be feeding our chickens, and would I have enough to be able to feed the chickens anyway? Right? Would I have enough there, or would I need to go and get more grain? In which case, I'd have to find another combine, or if the map was to be continued, then another combine would have to be found to be able to feed the chickens. Or should we sort of say, no, actually we could sell the combine because we could sell all the chickens. We fattened up some chickens, we bred some more chickens, we bought some, we got some eggs from them, and then we sell them, and we sell the chicken house, we sell everything. I don't know, it kind of feels a bit cheaty, but the other side of the coin is it really cheating? Because the idea is that I need to have a tailoring shop, which is 100,000. I got to get that 100,000, and then I've got to be able to move, so I need a tractor, which is going to be this tractor, and this trailer, and then I can use that to bring pallets of fabric up the mountain to the tailoring shop, which we'll be building up here somewhere. When I've built that, I then need to take 2 pallets of clothes to the supermarket and sell them. That's end of. That's the end of the game then. All of the other stuff is other stuff for a farm. Now, when you go to a farm, normally in real life, you don't go to a farm and expect to find animals and machinery and everything else there. The previous owner will have had a farm sale, certainly here in the UK. They would have had a farm sale before that, and they would have sold all the machinery and all of the little bits and the bric-a-brac, everything would have been sold off in a farm sale. A whole lot, everything would be gone, all of it, every single bit. And then they take that money and then they will use that for whatever else they're going to do. Now, not necessarily everybody would do that. You know, not every farm, when they sell it, they have a farm sale first. Usually they do, and they sell off a load of stuff. But oh, I think we can stop now. He's what? Oh, I see. He went the wrong way. He's gone all the way up here, and he's missed this bit off down here. Right. Well, in which case, we'll carry on down over here. Go back. We will carry on over this side. It's done a really good job. It's going to go all the way to the top of our land up here and carry right on. It's fantastic. So he's done an excellent job here. It's just that he's kind of headed off in the wrong direction. Probably should have kept a closer eye on what he's doing. So let's try from this bit here, shall we? Go there, and I'll press H. And hired help will go on up through there and do that little bit up through there. Yeah, not everybody would do that. If you were moving farms, you might be taking the machinery with you. But I know a lot of places where they sell everything and then they move farms and then they buy everything up new in the new location because it's too expensive to move everything from one place to the other. We are in the Swiss Alps, Calm Lands. I don't know where Calm Lands is supposed to be set. I'm going to assume that it's set in, let's say, Eastern Europe, somewhere like that. I mean, I genuinely don't know. I'm saying Eastern Europe because I'm sort of thinking, well, actually, that might fit a little bit better, because Eastern Europe's got quite a lot of wide, flat land. And Calm Lands, I think, is mostly flat land. So it kind of would fit if we said Eastern Europe, but I need to have a closer look at it and see where it is. But anyway, so we could just say that, well, no, actually, we're selling everything on this farm because when we get to the new place, we're not planning on taking all this machinery and stuff with us. So that's why we'll sell it all now. Could be an option. Right. This one needs to finish what it's doing, and when that's done, that's all fertilized, and we've really got a lot else to do. I'm just going to leave that one going there for a minute, and we're going to ignore you. We're going to go up, and we're just going to check sheep and see what we've got. So these here, these sheep have got 750 litres of water, 2,500 litres of food. And these sheep up here have got exactly the same. So I'm going to take a bale for each and drop that in there. 100 litres of hay left on a bale. And I'm going to do the same over here. I'm going to feed these sheep down here. Oops. Put that down into there like that. And then water, we can give them water tomorrow. They've got water to be going on with at the moment. So we're going to have a look at our sheep in here. They are absolutely fine in there, and these are absolutely fine as well. So we've got maximum number of sheep in both pastures. There's nothing else that we can do there. They've got food. They're half full, each of them on water, so we'll probably give them some more water tomorrow. The greenhouses, if we look down here, they've got plenty of water as well. So we don't need to worry about that. I just need income. I just need money coming in. I need to get grain in here. I think this holds about 8,000 litres of grain, and there's going to be more than 8,000 litres on that field up there. So we've got... It was 11,000, I think, I need for the storage. That was my other one, was the silo. I got two options for silos. There's this silo here, which is really big, but that's 11,000. And there was one other silo that I was considering. I did say it felt a little bit cheaty because it's a 5 million litre capacity. But it's 5,000. I think I'd actually prefer to have this one because it's smaller. Right, it's a much more compact silo. I think this one would fit the farm better. I'm going to have to do a bit of landscaping anyway to be able to fit the thing in. And it's not going to be so big that it's going to sort of spoil the landscape for other people around. And that's kind of an important thing in an area like this. This is... In the UK... This would be classed as an area of outstanding natural beauty. And such areas have regulations over what can go up on the skyline. That is a bit bigger than the other one. It's also wider. It's going to be a little bit difficult. It's more difficult to hide that one than it is to hide the first one. The cheaper one. Yeah? So there is that to take into consideration as well. I'm not sure yet. I'm still torn, but I don't have the money for either of them just yet, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just kind of wandering around, wondering where we're going to put that silo. And having thought about it for a bit, I think we will go for the cheap one, although it is like 1 million litres for 5,000 euros. I think that we can do that. I think that would probably be acceptable. And the best place that I can think of for putting it is actually right here. So we'd want to move the machinery out of the way, but I mean, we need to get the money for it first, and we don't currently have the money. So we either need to go and earn a bit of cash, which I think doing some fertilizing jobs would be the best way to do this. We got 5, 9, 11, and 16. If I go and buy a little bit of fertilizer. Now, I can get a little bit because we've got a couple thousand. So we would be able to go and do that. And there's some spraying there, but that's herbicide jobs. I don't want to do those, and I'm not interested in the supply jobs. So we've got these here. So 5, 9, 11, and 16. So if I take a look at those, 5 up there, 9 down there, 11, that one there, and 16, that one over there. So they're spread out a little bit. They're not too bad, I suppose, and it is only one trip. That's all we have to do when we do all of those, is one trip with the fertilizer that we get. So I'm going to take each of those. I'm going to just accept contract, and so we got 5, 9, 11, 16. I take all 4 of those, like that, and I've currently, actually we're on 5 times speed, so I'm going to slow that down. We'll go to 2 times speed, I think, for now, and we will jump into this one. Everything is absolutely lagged in filth. let's drop that trailer off there. And we want to come down here. So we've got a bit of lime left there. I got 2,500. That is all. So not a huge amount, but we're about to go and get more fertilizer elsewhere. I got 94 litres right there, which is obviously not going to be enough, but hopefully we can do this without having to go and buy multiple lots. Big bag pallets we don't want to do. That's the most expensive way of doing it. Big bags is cheaper. 1,820 there for 1,000 litres. I don't know what these are. I don't know if that's a bag that is used over and over or what. I'm not quite sure with that. Those weren't very good. It was that one there that it worked out just a fraction cheaper than the rest. So we'll get this in the smaller bags. It's 1,900 for 1,050 litres. So I'll buy that one, which means that we got to go down to the shop to go and get it. And then we have 603 euros left over, which we're probably not going to end up using. So this is going to get us some money, which we will then be able to use. And it's nice to be able to just go and grab a few contracts every now and then when we need the money, and earn ourselves a little bit like this. We also have the greenhouses bringing in some cash. I did talk previously about how greenhouses are kind of like a good regular source of income in early game, and so you kind of feel pushed towards having the greenhouses early on. And I was wondering about not having greenhouses at all in the next hardcore series, which would make things rather difficult because Calmlands doesn't have any fields, does it? It doesn't have anything like that, which means that we have no contracts in Calmlands. So we've got no way of earning any extra money, especially if we don't have greenhouses. We're not having regular income. It is a bit laggy at the moment. I've only just updated to the 1.4 update now that the teething problems have been ironed out. I always like to wait a little bit and let any issues that might arise be sorted out. But when you start driving around the map after a big update, it does lag a little bit. It only usually does it the once. You've basically got to just go and do the initial reloading of everything. And then once you've done that, everything is all tickety-boo after that. So it will be a little bit more laggy than usual. I don't know if it's particularly laggy. I don't think it's normally particularly laggy, but it will be today for a little while. So let's pull in here and load up that bit of fertilizer right there. So we need to go to a number of different fields. It's 5, 9, 11, and so I'll do that. Yeah. 5, 9, 11, 16. If I should start. Well, I'm going to go all the way up to field 5 first. I'm going to do the one that's furthest away, and then if we do have to come back and get a little bit of fertilizer, we haven't got quite so far to go, because we'll easily do at least one field with the fertilizer that we've got. So if we go over and get field 5 done first, get that one out of the way, then as we sort of make our way back, it'll be a little bit faster. Is there anything else big that we've got to buy? I mean, we do need to get ourselves this silo, and then obviously we want to get ourselves a few chickens, but they're not particularly big. I don't think there is really. Like, we've gotten just about everything now we want, apart from the actual tailor shop. And I think I said it was 2 pallets. We need 2 pallets of clothing made and sold. That's the target. And yes, I was talking in my last lot of recording about selling up a large amount of machinery and stuff like that in order to gain the last bit of money to buy the tailor shop, and then we can sort of complete the job like that. And giving my justification for doing so, you know, is farm sale. We're selling up what we have before we move on. Yeah, still thinking that that might actually be a good way to go, because that way I can keep it within my target of 75 episodes. And I'm on... What am I on? I'm on... Yeah, I've got less than 10 episodes to go now. I have less than 10 to go, so like I don't have a lot of episodes left, and I think this may be the only way that I can actually do it. I mean, this is going to help, doing these fertilizer jobs. This is definitely going to help us quite a bit. I thought I had the mod that altered... Maybe I don't have it active on this map. I do have it active on another map, and it works really well. You get the lights, and like the lights go for a bit, and after quite a while with the lights going, then the bars come down, and then the train goes through. Soon as the train has gone through, the bars go up immediately. So you get a decent bit of warning that the train is on its way. And I feel that that really is how it should be. I don't understand why we would have it any other way. Right, I'm just going to put that one in there, and I am going to use some hired help for doing this, because, well, partly because of how incredibly efficient the actual fertilizer spreader is. It sort of feels like, you know, at least we ought to be using the hired help for helping us do this job, just to balance things out a little tiny bit, because otherwise it really does feel like we're taking advantage of this little issue that has arisen. Although, when I have spoken about this already, and I've had comments back, and all of you have said, and anyone that actually commented on Fertilizer Spinner said, yeah, go for it, just use that one, that's fine, you know, it wasn't like a deliberate thing, it's a happy little accident, and so we'll just Bob Ross it and go with the happy little accident. And I'm quite happy with that. I'm quite happy to do that. We'll take this happy little accident. The rate that that's using that fertilizer, I am thinking that we may end up doing all 4 fields with just this one lot. If we can do that, fan-schmastic. That is absolutely brilliant. Right, he's going to go there, and we're already 48% complete on that contract. You've got to love how he drives right over into the neighbour's field to go and do his turning around. Slightly ridiculous. We bought 1,050 litres of fertiliser. I'm curious if we will finish the field with still more than 1,050 litres of fertiliser left over. Because we had, it was like 97 litres of fertiliser that was left in the spinner. Now, we all know that if this one was working properly, there is no way that 90-odd litres of fertiliser would be enough to finish the field. The hired help is slowing down and being weird. But then that's what we've come to expect from hired help. That one's going to go up to there. And is he going to say job done? No, he's not saying job done. The job is 91% complete. However, I am going to have to finish this one myself, because he's going to go back too far and he's just going to leave a big chunk. So I'll actually do this bit. And we'll run it like this. Stopped manually, and it will come up in just a second to say that we have finished this contract. Right, we'll go out like that, and then there's going to be a little tiny triangle will be left. There's the contract finished, and there's 4 litres of fertilizer left. Let's do that bit. There we go. Right, we've finished. There's 2 litres of fertilizer left over. And we haven't even started on the new bit of fertilizer that we went and bought. So we'd have been able to do one of the contracts, the field 5 one. That is the smallest field out of all of them. So the next one is field 9. We want to go whizzing up the road up here to get to that one. And all of this is going to pay for us being able to build that silo. We want to have that silo on the farm so that we've got somewhere to put the grain from our harvest, which is due to start in, well, it'll actually be July that starts, so we need to go through June and just sort of make sure the sheep are all okay. Like, we're not actually using very much, like, we haven't got very many sheep at all. We got, it's 2 pens of 15 sheep, isn't it? is a ridiculously small amount that we have. And I'm kind of thinking that, you know, that's not really enough. Now, in the next series, I wasn't really going to set targets. I mean, this is something that I did talk about, was should I set targets? Should I have something to aim for? I am curious what animals you want me to go for in that series. Now, I'm personally thinking that I might end up going for cows, purely because I don't have cows in any other current series. But I would also like to get sheep again. But I'm doing sheep on a bigger scale in the time-lapse series. So I'm of two minds about that with the sheep, like whether or not I should actually go and get, whether we should build up sheep on a large scale in the next hardcore series, because I have not done it on a large scale in this series, not even close. Right, what are you going to do now? Okay, he's going back round. That's fine. There is no way anyone can... No, yeah, we got 30 sheep. That's not sheep on a large scale. That's quite a small scale. I know that we're doing it's a hardcore series, so, you know, hardcore generally sort of fits to a smaller scale of doing things anyway. Why do you drive forwards when you're in a field and, you're in the middle? Why drive forwards before you start? You're in the field. Just start spreading in the field rather than... I just don't understand. Like, why? Seriously, why leave that bit at the end? Why would it do that? Why on earth would it think that that was the right thing to do? The hired help, the AI, the actual person who's sitting in the tractor right now doing it, you know, however you want to look at this, why would they think that that is acceptable? AI is supposed to be artificial intelligence. This seems to be artificial stupidity. Because honestly, I don't think a human could be as daft as that. Actually, that's not entirely true. We all know that that is absolutely not true. Humans are capable of stupidity on a scale that the AI can only ever dream of. We know this for fact. We all know this. We all know it. We all know it's true. And, you know, so credit where it's due. Credit where it is due. I'm not going to turn around and say that the AI is more stupid than humans. Humans can take that trophy. They can take that beacon. They can hold that torch high and proud. We are far more stupid than the AI. Just... go on Facebook and jump into the comments section on any common article and read what people say. It's just... yeah, there's a reason I like playing games, because you get to escape from the realities of the world like that. Okay, I'm just going to bring that one back. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.